Welcome to It Starts With Courage podcast with Kat and Jen. What is it? It's everything. Everything you want in life starts with courage.
JB.
What's up, Kat?
How are ya?
I'm good.
Good. Recording in the morning today. I was so excited to see you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder what Jen will say. We haven't seen each other in like what?
2 weeks.
Yeah. So I was like, I wonder if Jen will notice my changes.
And I did.
Crazy, right?
I know. Like, you were tiny to begin with, but like you just came up in your little sports bra and your buff bunny, whatever. And I was like, whoa.
Oh, man. Like, so for those of you guys who don't know about what am I, week eight. So a little while ago, I decided to do something that's always been on my bucket list, which is to train for like bodybuilding figure competition type thing. So there are 4 different levels, which is like bikini, and then you have wellness or shape, which is for shapelier women, I suppose. But I think that's just to say people with big butts. And then you have physique and bodybuilding. It's something that's always been on my bucket list, but you know I love food too, right?
I know not only do you love food, but you love trash food, like sweets, cookies, candy. And not a lot of people know that about you, I'm sure, because on your Instagram, you're all about fitness and putting it in your body. But I know, like, when I meet you, if I want to make you happy, bring you a treat, something with a lot of sugar in it.
But, you know, sometimes in life, it's about finding a way you can fit those things in. But obviously, these last 8 weeks,
no sugar for you.
No sugar, 0. No sugar, no dairy. And it's been such an amazing experience. I know a lot of other people who have heard when they talk about preparing for these competitions, they talk about how miserable it is and how you'd be so unhappy because it's so restricted and whatnot. But I find my experience has been completely different.
Tell us about it.
So I guess, you know, when I first started, I've always eaten healthy-ish, let's say.
I love how ish is a word now. Ish.
Yeah. Because sometimes, I mean, you don't want to be like full.
I eat clean.
Yeah.
Ish.
Ish. I mean, obviously, you know, I like the dirty stuff. So I find I've always found a way to sprinkle a little dirt here and there. But this time around, I haven't been able to sprinkle any kind of dirt. I've had to keep clean floors the entire time. And my schedule was pretty busy from even before I decided to do this. I would say my days have always started sort of 5 a.m.-ish all the way, and I'll be going once I get home and finish everything I need to do. It's probably like 8 o'clock. So it's not like I've had a lot of time to dedicate to this. And time is one thing you need for this. So the biggest thing is I had to not even change my schedule around. I still have to fit in my career. I still have to fit in my social media, turn up to my social media the same way in order to, you know, there's a community there.
Show up for your peeps.
There we go. My workouts at the moment, I work out.
And you have to do this podcast with me.
There we go. But I like this part. So my workouts, I have 6 workouts a week. Mind you, my 6 workouts a week are separate to my live workouts that I do 4 times a week. Yes. So I have my workout split. I focus on a certain body part at different times. The workout probably takes like an hour or so. And then on top of that, I have to do some cardio. And for the last 8 weeks, I've had to become so organized. First week was so scary because I was like, man, how am I going to do this? I'm going to be so tired. I really can't do this. Like all these things. I don't want to say anxiety, but
doubts.
And most importantly, excuses. were just coming up. Reasons why I shouldn't and reasons why
it's not a good time.
It's not a good time.
I can't do it.
And then when you look at the food pretty much, I mean, luckily for me, I like the kitchen. So I'm able to still eat and cook foods the way that I like so that they still taste good while they remain clean. But it's mainly just been chicken and veggies, in all honesty. Especially now that I'm carb cycling. In the beginning, I had rices, I had bagels, I had all the good stuff. But the biggest thing and what I really want to talk about is focus.
Okay.
Through this, the first month, I'm not going to lie, was hard. And it was hard because I was holding on to my previous ways, shall I say. Do you ever find that when you say, okay, I'm going to start this, I'm going to make a change, I'm going to do this, you start to think about everything that you can't do. Mm-hmm. It's not about, oh, this will benefit me in this way. You think about, oh man, I can't eat ice cream because I love some marble slab. But all those things, and I think over the last, especially now coming to this stage, I'm probably like 3 weeks out, and I've started to see massive changes in my body. And someone said, well, my family's visiting, so my sister's like, wow, that's a lot of discipline. The fact that you can, one, cook food for other people that you're not going to eat, and you can watch other people eat food
that you love.
Mm-hmm. And if anyone knows me, I'm a picker. If I see someone eating something, oh, can I try? Can I try? Can I try? And in really following my macros, your macros being how much protein, carbs, etc. you eat, I realized how much excess calories I'm taking in or would take in without realizing. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of us do this when we start a program and you're like, I stuck to the program, but we somehow forget the little bite of someone's this that we took and the little, and someone said something that really made sense. It's like, if you're cleaning a floor, and at this stage, I've come this far now, I'm starting to see these changes. I'm excited to see what will happen in the next 3 weeks. I don't care whether it's raining outside, whether I am going to make it to that gym. My meals are going to be in there. Like I'm sticking to it so diligently, even I'm surprised. Mm-hmm. And someone said, if you're sweeping a floor, would you go back over it and wipe some dirt on it just because you can go back and sweep it up again? Why would you want to go back and sweep it up again?
Right.
Right. And I thought, wow, what a perfect analogy for when you start something, when you have a goal and you want to be goal orientated, you're halfway through, and it's at that halfway point that sometimes so many other doubts set in. You question, is it really worth it? Or is it okay if I just stop this for 2 days and then jump back on? Why would you smear dirt on your hard work?
Yeah.
Isn't that like, I don't know. That really meant something to me.
It's funny how so many people kind of have the same message, but it's conveyed in a different way, and it hits just differently when somebody else says it. Yeah. And it's like, oh, that makes so much sense, even though you've heard it before and
Yeah.
But then they say it, it's just like, oh.
I think at that point, I realized, okay, what this is, aside from discipline, it's really focus. It's focus in that you have a goal, a purpose. Everything is so clear that this is the path I'm walking on. I'm not taking any sort of long cuts, shortcuts. I'm not stopping anywhere. And I think once you reach a certain level of focus, your reasoning changes.
It does.
Your problem solving or decision making when it comes to, we went to a restaurant when my family arrived, and we went to brunch. And there are these fried green tomatoes that you can get at Ruby Slipper. Okay. And it's got this like bacon and onion jam. Oh my gosh. And they have this like stuffed French toast. When we woke up, I woke up first thing in the morning. I made my breakfast, which is egg whites, some salsa, and some avocado. At brunch, I watched everyone eat while I enjoyed a nice cup of coffee. And I was not bothered at all. I was excited to order for them to try all these different things, but I was not bothered that I couldn't eat the pancake. I couldn't, because even the idea of going to the restaurant, and I could have ordered poached eggs or something like that, but I was just like, you know what? I know I can make my food right here where I know what's going into it because this is what's on my plan. And I did it. When we went, I pre-packed all my meals in a cooler bag. And I took all my meals with me and ate all my meals every single
time you were supposed to.
Yes. I worried about it being a burden to other people, for everyone like, oh, you won't even enjoy with us, or you won't even, but it's amazing how much you actually inspire people, not that they envy the fact that you're eating meal prep, because nobody envies
meal
prep, but it's the focus and the discipline, the sticking to what you said you were going to do and not allowing outside influence to take your focus away,
Yeah, and it's also a testament to your family as well, because so many times, like, I feel like some of the people close to us, or if you're on a program, like, are like, oh, you can just cheat and have this or whatever.
Just take a bite.
Just try it, or one meal's not going to hurt you or whatever. And it's so much easier to just fall off the wagon when, but when they're like, do you have your meals? Like, do you need to stop and eat? That kind of thing it just kind of makes it easier to stay on track. Especially, I think like that's one of the hardest things to do is stay on plan when one, you're traveling, or two, you've got an event or family in town or all these people that maybe haven't seen your everyday, like, the people you live with, they see, like when I was doing 75 hard, what you're describing is some of the same things that, you went through, because on 75 hard, if you miss a day of any of the things, you have to start over.
So and why would you want to go back? When
you're at 40 days. It's like, I'm going to go walk in this rain because I got to get an outside workout in. Or it's like when that alarm clock goes off at 4 a.m., it's like, you have a full day. And it's like, okay, if I don't get up right now, this journey is over because I literally can't get it in any other time in the day. And so, I feel like that's the biggest, right there is the biggest amount of self-respect and self-love. And that's how I felt about myself. I don't think I've ever shown myself this amount of self-respect and self-love, in that this is what I said I'm going to do. For other people, we make promises and we're like, okay, I'll do this and do that for you. And we make sure to, go the follow through.
Yeah, follow through, go the extra mile for that person. But so many times when it comes to our own goals, we make excuses and we're like, oh, it'll be okay. I'll pick back up. And as you said, it makes a big difference to have people around you who will push you through even when you're struggling. Because sometimes, I'm not going to lie, there are times I get tempted. I'm like, I just want this. And it's so good to have someone or people around who will say, no, you don't want to do that.
Right.
Look how far you've come. You don't want to do that.
Yeah. And it's the people that are in your close inner circle. That's why those people are so important, right? Because those are the people, like people you live with, see that struggle for 75 days. They see you They've seen the changes in you mentally, physically, what you're doing. You've inspired them, even if they haven't told you that you have inspired them. They are pulling for you and rooting for you. And you may have people that come into the picture and part of your journey that they just don't get it yet. And they don't see the sacrifice that you've made to this point. So when they're encouraging you to sleep in or miss a workout or oh, it's not that big of a deal. Like they just don't get it. Like
at that time,
they don't get it.
And it's also, I mean, like there's so many ways we could take this, but it's just that time when you know that's not the energy that you need to be around. That's not the tribe, as Jen, we once spoke about. Find your tribe. At that time, you don't need to be
right
in that tribe because it's not going to make you reach your goals. You know?
Well, and another thing, like this has been such a great episode. It's like somebody, like I was reading something or listening to something and they were just talking about self-love, right? And that's a big thing right now.
Yeah.
Is, self-love. I got to get a massage or I got to have a bottle of wine or, like those things make us feel good and they make us feel like we're loving ourselves. But like self-love is keeping promises to yourself.
Yes.
And doing the things that you should be doing.
Yeah.
Going to the gym, making those decisions. So that's like really, I feel like there's like this, superficial level of self-love that, I'm going to take a mental health day or I'm going to get a massage, self-love.
Do my nails.
I'm going to get a dessert, self-love, like, and it's just like this excuse that we use. But like, I think we all have to figure out what is it that really recharges you.
Yes.
Because it's going to be different for everybody.
Yes.
And if you don't know, maybe try something out of your comfort zone.
And
because this was way out of your comfort zone.
It was way out of my comfort zone because...
And you're a fitness influencer.
Yes. And I think more so for me because I suppose to be completely transparent, what I was worried about, as I've said before, I struggled with an eating disorder when I was a teenager. And so far, I think with my fitness journey over the last few years, I was at a point and in my adult years where I've developed a great relationship with food, where I can eat the things I like without feeling like I'm being too restricted or without worrying that, oh my gosh, I've eaten this and this is what's going to happen to my body. I was actually worried about
reverting back
in the sense that I'd be so hyper-focused on my image that I would develop this negative relationship with food and get back to that. That was my biggest worry and why I've always stayed away from it. So I think in this, I've learned how mentally I've grown. In this time, I've also taken the time to learn more about food, to learn about the macronutrients, how things actually work, to understand that, okay, if I'm going to go and work out, in order to achieve the look that I want, I need food to fuel my body and for that muscle growth. So there are certain foods, carbs, I need to eat carbs at certain times, whether it's before my workout. I need that protein afterwards to help build that muscle. And so it's definitely helped my understanding as it comes to fueling your body, that I think it's really helped diminish some of those thoughts that, even though I had a great relationship with food, I've also still struggled with in the background, Yeah. So I think it's been a great experience. And I would say I'm extremely proud of myself. I don't think I've ever said that, but I'm extremely proud of myself. It's strange because think you do bigger things in life, or things that people would consider bigger things in life, like buying a house or graduating college. But I feel this was more of a mind mental me thing. And now when I look in the mirror, I'm so proud of myself.
That's awesome. Well, we cannot wait to see how this journey ends. When is your show?
August 20.
Okay.
August 20.
It's coming up quick.
Yes. And just before I leave you, I just wanted to mention I'm not leaving you, Jen. I'm always with you. I guess a couple of points that can help us find our focus.
Okay.
This goes to, I find being intentional with your day, that episode that we once did. You can start by eliminating distractions. That is, go and find a quiet place. If you have a goal and you've set a goal, eliminate distractions. Make that time. Go and find a place where you can do whatever it is that you said you're going to go and do. I will go to a gym and work out. I go at a particular hour where I know people in the gym are not going to talk to me. And if they do, I pretend like I don't hear them. Get more sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep has been... I started taking primrose oil to go to sleep. Oh my gosh, my sleep game has changed. It has changed. I sleep between about 7 hours a night. So that means sometimes I'm in bed by 9 p.m., which is fine for me because I'll be up by 4. But that mental strength and well-being, I like to call it mental fitness. Like, sleep will change your life. So many times we focus on some people function on 4 to 5 hours of sleep. Absolutely not. It's not going to work. What else can I say? Setting daily priorities. This went back to being intentional with your day. What is it that you're going to accomplish today? Things like that. Setting those daily priorities will help you keep your focus. I've started ranking my daily activities. Obviously, working out is number 1 on top. But for example, making sure my meal prep is done, things that I need to fit in certain time slots because I don't have that much time in order to get everything done. And sometimes just reducing your multitasking all at once can help. And I guess doing that by setting time blocks for different things. But those are just some of the things that have helped me over the last 8 weeks. I hope they help somebody else.
I'm sure they will.
Out there. And feed your focus, find your focus.
Peace. Thanks for listening to this episode of It Starts With Courage podcast with Kat and Jen. If you like this episode of the podcast, visit our website, iswcpodcast.com, for show notes and other cool things.